This looks like a job for Superman.
Welcome to Super Pals. I'm the goddamn Superman.
Yep.
I had to. I'm here. I'm Jared. I'm here with Robert. What's up, man?
Not much. As right, I should start sharing the screen. Now, I got these in an order, but we're going to get one quick thing out of the way with our discussion. But what are we talking about?
So we are discussing... So last week we talked about Superman Year One by Frank Miller. So we thought, let's follow it up with a discussion of the other portrayals of Superman in Frank's universe.
Yep. Starting with, what's the briefest one we can do? All-Star.
So Asbar. I love how that's the nickname for that book.
Yeah.
So let me put the labels on and okay. And let's do this.
Yep. The first thing we see
First off, Jim Lee's art. Oh, be still my heart.
Yep. I gotta say though, how the heck did he get on a milk carton so fast? When you really look
in
at
Metropolis.
When you look at the timing, he's barely been gone an hour.
Well, here's the thing. If you go by the timing, they've been in the
Batmobile
for 12 hours.
That doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. But yep, Batnapped. Let me reach the news.
Yeah, exactly. That's the weird part there. And I'm like, okay.
Yep. Then we have the fact that now this Year One completely contradicts Year One.
Yep, because Superman can't fly in this. And I love where Batman's like, he doesn't even know he could fly yet, but I do.
How do you know?
I know. And don't say because I'm the goddamn Batman. That's the funny part about this. So Frank said, so the thing said that, and then every time he's referred to, he will say goddamn Batman.
Oh yeah, the goddamn. They've been saying that since the last issue with the with Black Canary.
So skip to the Wonder Woman thing because I want to address something. Well, first off, we're also going to be talking about Wonder Woman here because they're in the same books and it's Wonder Woman Day. So I figured more on our Wonder Woman plans later.
Now,
but let me be clear on something.
Yep.
First off, I like that Wonder Woman design with the coat parted. So let me say this. The reason why this version of Wonder Woman doesn't necessarily bother me or why I don't see it as a contradiction of like how she was portraying the other books is very simple. I believe Frank has said that this scene is what Batman thinks the Justice League are like. So this psychotic Batman would think someone that comes from Themyscira would be anti-man.
Yep. Now, to be fair, she has shown signs of that to a degree.
To a degree, yes, but also just the zoom in on Diana's face, man.
Now, I'll be honest. I am not a fan of the nose guard being part of the TR.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either. I'm like, okay.
I kind of get what they're going for, but it's like you realize one good punch. That's only going to protect one good punch.
And so, yeah, it doesn't protect that much. But yeah, but so in this, it's like Wonder Woman.
Superman just casually bending steel with his bare hand.
No, you know what he's doing? You know what he's doing? He's showing off for Diana. Let me show her my strength.
I think this is what Batman sees. Like, oh, he just stands around like.
Yeah, exactly. So the idea is that they're like, what? So this is the first meeting of the Justice League, or like one of their early meetings.
Yeah.
And they're like, what are we gonna do about Batman? And then Superman's like, no, we should go talk about him.
Yep.
And NJ, yeah. I just addressed that, but in context, it's more of this is how this where Batman would see the Justice League.
Exactly.
But and of course he would see, oh, they're probably so animally magnetized toward each other.
Well, given how they were in Year One, I could see why.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, okay, I can kind of see this, but it's like
Superman would never lose his temper this much, normally.
Yeah, I know. But again, remember, this is This is goddamn Batman's perception of Superman and Wonder Woman.
Yep.
And I love Plastic Man turning into a heart balloon.
Get a room.
Yeah, tell that to people who don't get it and hate her. Well, NJ, I can't control what other people think.
And that's it. We never got any further. Their only the appearance here. That's why I got this.
Did you know that Tom King was tapped to complete this back in the day?
That would have been interesting.
Of all the creators. Now,
back in the day.
And don't get me wrong. I loathe Tom King as a writer. He could have done this well.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Cameron? How you doing? But yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
continuing on. So Dark Knight Returns.
He appears in the third one.
Yeah. Now Superman has the reputation of being a Boy Scout, partly from this book. That's kind of where this.
Well, he was already having it beforehand. To be fair, even by this point, he was already answering to Reagan, even before Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the one where Reagan sends Superman in to talk to Batman at first, but if you can't
I love how he even says that. He says like, I get it. He's like a wild horse. Just hold him, walk around, just get him, get him through his paces. Like I like how he compares it to being like a cowboy.
Yeah, exactly. And then the fight comes because Superman says, look, you need to stop because all those parenting groups and everything are going to come after us again. Diana went back to her island. Hal is in space. I have to work for the government. Everyone else is retired.
I find that an interesting when you really now. Here's the thing. Yes, Dark Knight Strikes Again then shows the folly, but it's like what Captain America said during Civil War. The problem isn't the current regime. The problem is the future regime, and Superman was a bit short-sighted.
Here's the other part that kind of is a character assassination on Superman. Green Arrow.
Well, to be fair, that is Green Arrow being the ultra-liberal.
No. The implication is Superman tore off Green Arrow's arm to stop him.
Well, we don't know. You know what? We don't know the context, to be fair. You know what I personally think? I think it's similar to what happened in Green Arrow 100, except he basically said, pry my arm off, but he later blamed Superman for doing it.
Okay, I guess.
Because, in that one, that was done intentionally, the homage Dark Knight Returns. But in that case, like, no, I'm keeping my head on the dead man's switch.
If I were to do this, what I would do is make it so it was like a trap set by the government to silence Green Arrow. Superman went in to save his friend, and by saving him, he had to pull him, and it did pull his arm off, but it was to save his life. Yep.
Now, him being willing to kill, because I'm sorry, Superman did kill those jet fighters.
Yes, he did. He did.
Doing that for the government, I'm not happy about that.
Yeah, no. Just say he's willing to kill when absolutely necessary. You don't have to do the whole, he won't kill. Look at him go through those jets.
Exactly. Now, there's a lot to hear that works with him, of course. And of course, we get the ever famous
the nuke. And I love him absorbing sunlight from the sunflowers. That is so good. Because, of course, plants store sunlight.
Exactly. And I love when we eventually see it, we see the grass. We saw the grass was completely,
blackened. Yeah. And then we get to like the actual fight.
Which, to make it clear, Superman is not at his peak.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it like because this was so popular, that's why Batman and Superman are always fighting when they first
meet? They were already starting to butt heads even before this. When Outsiders.
Okay.
The Outsiders was already starting to have a Batman who would butt heads. All Frank did was push it further and made it mainstream.
It's because I know a lot of people point to this as the thing that at least mainstreamed it.
It mainstreamed it, yes. It definitely mainstreamed it.
Cameron says this may be an ass pull, but I would have it where Superman, he isn't the real one.
We got to get that.
Not so much there's a book where something similar to that happens.
Right, but yeah, I do like all of this. You got to always remember, people like to say Batman won because Superman wasn't even trying.
Yeah, and even in the next book, say what you want about Frank, he's a total Bat fan. he had Batman admit, Superman let me win. There's no way I would have beaten him.
And here's the other thing. Whose name is on the title?
It's Batman.
That's what Frank has said many times. Whose name is on the freaking title of the book?
Yeah, they're going to win the fight.
Yep. And I gotta say, I love the fight, the extended fight in the animated adaptation.
Oh, the animated movie, they also added like the sort of Iron Man suit sounds as Batman moves, and I go, that was so clever.
And I love the music, like when he's like, Bruce, this is idiotic.
Yeah. Oh, and I liked, say what you want about Zack Snyder. I liked when he did the fight. He kind of recreated that where like Superman was like, yeah, stay down. If I wanted it, I could kill you.
Yep, I know. And I love this, how it's like, Oliver, I finally got to him angry.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what Bruce and Clark would have done?
Yeah.
Oh, boy, look at that moment.
Yeah, exactly. I love that.
Oh, one thing I got to say quickly, I'm not a fan of how Alfred is just forgotten after this.
Yeah, I know. No one ever referenced him. And I love the ending scene where so what happened is that Batman took like a drug pill that slowed his heart down. So it looks like he died. Superman.
His timing was off.
Yeah, Superman hears his heartbeat, knows that he's alive, but it's like essentially the reason he's winky is because he's like, I know he's alive. We're good. See you later.
I love that. Like, my timing wasn't precise enough. Clark heard. That was the first thing Robin told me when she dug me up.
Mm-hmm. I like that. That's cool. And I like how Clark, because that's Clark that's Clark not being a government stooge, because realistically, if he was a government stooge, he should have said, he's still alive.
Yep, but then you get Dark Knight Strikes Again, which
now,
is when
here's the thing that we're going to say about this book real quick. There's a lot of ideas in this that are great.
Yeah, like a lot of the different leaguers. Like Adam here. It's great.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of great. I don't like that Catgirl suit.
I do not like the Catgirl suit.
But I never liked even the year one Catwoman suit with the ears on the hood and stuff. I never liked that.
I understand, but I gotta say, I do like how it continues the whole her having improving the tech. Like, Chuck, give me wheels. I love it. So don't get the Chuck's part.
Look at Cameron. He goes, my eyes. Yeah.
Here's the other thing. The art isn't bad. It's the coloring.
Yeah, because Lynn Varley at the time was experimenting with electronic coloring, from what I remember.
Yeah, there are some moments where it works.
Now, go get to these Superman parts.
Right.
So they go to Batman.
Like, this doesn't make sense at all, by the way.
A lot of this doesn't make sense.
So there's Superman. Like, you were supposed to lie low. Like, that wasn't the deal. The quote Kara, what deal?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like nothing. If you're trying to say they made a deal in between books, you got to establish that.
Exactly, but they haven't.
So continuing on, so there's Superman. Now in this, so there's another reason why Superman hasn't gotten involved or hasn't fought the government, even though he realistically should.
Now, I do not think this applies. I do not think the Reagan administration held candor. I do not believe they did.
If I remember correctly, it was that the president was an AI represent. This
one is.
No. I thought that was also the one in Dark Knight Returns.
Well, maybe at the very end there was a brief bit. I think that was more of a pre-recording.
No. From what I was fairly certain that the president Dark Knight Returns is the same in this, aka it's a fake president.
No, it's Reagan. It's definitely Reagan because he's interacting with him directly.
Well, you could still have an advanced AI.
True. Again, I personally think that it's more of a here's the other downside between this. If you could believe it in the 80s, tech wouldn't be that far advanced. There's a huge tech advantage within what's supposed to be only a few years with Strikes Again. It's unfortunately we does the sliding time scale that doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think this is just a pre-recording because you see, I think Reagan died. That's Bush.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a pre-recording.
That makes more sense because you know why?
This one's an AI because we have Lex involved now.
You know why also? What world event happened around the time this book came out?
That wasn't until partway through this final issue.
No, I know, but
9/11.
yeah.
But again, that was like Frank was already in the middle of working on it when it happened.
Yeah, but then he, from what I heard, he adjusted because he wanted to comment on it.
Oh yeah, that's so obvious with the final issue. But like I said, I do think the Reagan administration was legit. It's when Lex got involved that it went downhill.
Yeah, okay. So get to
why does Lex look like a troll?
Don't even get me started on the designs of the villains in this.
Yep, but yeah,
because remember Frogniac?
Yep, we'll get to that. Now this, the coloring works here and here.
It works here in like the atom shrinking parts because that's supposed to be cool. And I kind of like Barry Allen's suit.
That looks like a tracksuit.
Yeah, I kind of dig that. That looks kind of cool.
I do love the line, though, kids these days can't tell the difference between just plain old and classic. I assume Bruce gave you an exit strategy? Huh? Right, exit strategy. Yeah, you. Fair enough. I just love it. He's just like, yeah, you.
Okay. So Superman and Batman fight because...
Now, why does Superman Wonder Woman have like a psychic link?
That's the part that I don't get. Because it makes it... Because the way this is represented is...
Oh, by the way, I do love this bit. I do love this bit of her taking down the guy and then crying.
Yeah, but we're talking about...
Right.
But it's with this, it's like... Why does... Yeah, that is really, really weird. Because out of nowhere, they can talk mentally. And I go, what?
Yep, but yeah,
it could be Frank trying to say they're so connected.
Right. But now Brainiac here, this design of Brainiac is weird, but not horrible.
It's not horrible.
So I do like this though. What did they do to keep Superman in line? They kill a family. Not Kara.
Mm-hmm.
Not Kara, who I guess Supergirl never got away.
Yeah, exactly.
But he would not. Lex is smart enough to know, don't kill his direct family. You do that, you'll go too far. That's going too far.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that? Like that would have pushed him too far. He would have been like, I got nothing to live for. But instead, have it be, we killed just a random bloodline, lost for, and look at that. Look at the twisted floor.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Superman decides I'm going up. Now, you got to keep in mind this. Batman has no idea about Kandor. At all.
And when he finds out about Kandor, he goes, of course.
Yeah, but so here he just thinks like, oh, they send you after me? And that's why he treats him like such a dick.
Yeah, exactly. And then Batman beats the crap out of Superman. And then he goes, get out of my cave.
I know, get out of my cave. But yeah, you have that. Oh, the banging issue.
Oh my God. This is what will forever plague Superman and Wonder Woman fandom.
Yeah, but again, it's just like he took me apart like a geometry project. I'm lost. I'm finished. I've had a good run. Damn you, I could kill you myself.
And he goes, where's the one who threw me to the ground and claimed me? And I go,
Superman would never do that.
I go, what?
But now, I don't mind this. I don't know how it happened, but I don't mind the design.
But also, and then somehow he gets her pregnant in one shot. And I'm like, okay.
And how do you know that fast?
Yeah, I know.
And she's already hungry because she's pregnant. You're like, what?
Yeah, and then so the idea, then there's Frogniac.
Now thinking out, by this point they decided. Remember, Superman has been secret all this time. Now they decided, okay, we'll stick this in the bud. Let's have it be you make your grand return to get your butt kicked.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what they do.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Who cares if the president doesn't exist? He's a great American.
Yeah. And then there's like an attack on Metropolis. And actually, so
the fact that he's like, I won't flee, nor will I fight. Do your worst. So, and he lets him destroy the city.
First off, Superman would never do that. And second off, here's the funny part, ladies and gentlemen. Lois gets killed in this issue.
No, next issue.
Next issue. Okay.
Yeah, that happens off screen. That's when the laser happens.
Oh, and the other reason why Superman was doing their will, it's not just Kandor, it's because he's trying to keep them from finding out about Lara, his daughter with Wonder Woman.
Yep, who unfortunately was raised by the bloodthirsty Amazons, hence why a Kryptonian raised by bloodthirsty Amazons is not good.
Yeah,
as we will
that's not
see.
going to work out well.
Yeah, and the fact that Clark had nothing to do with it. Oh, I like this look.
Yeah, that could kind
We
of.
only got it once.
It's reminiscent of his skull ship.
Exactly, and I love I'm not from Kansas, you SOB. I'm an Amazon, and I love this. The heat vision of all the powers, it takes the longest to master. Moments like this is what works.
Can you see both as kind of? No,
not that much horny.
See, here's the thing, NJ. I'm against the stereotype that because of who Superman and Wonder Woman are, they're constantly horny.
Okay, this bit first of all.
Yeah, where we see. Oh, I love this.
Yeah, Billy died long ago, so it's only been Shazam, and I love it. Where does a wish go? Where's a dream go when you wake up and you can't remember? Nowhere. Give everybody my best. It's been nice existing. Say the word, warrior. Go out with a lion's roar. Shazam!
Okay. I'm like,
yep.
What did that solve?
No, it was basically taking him off the board. But then, 2 weeks later, Metropolis got leveled. And this, Perry, Jimmy. And we saw Jimmy in the first 2 books.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gone. And Lois, this moment.
And I'm like, why do you have a locket of Lois if you're married to Wonder Woman?
We don't know if they're married. They never said they were married.
But there's a locket.
That's true. Again, no. It's probably a reminiscence of his time as Clark. Or this was probably Lois's locket.
Oh, true. Also, how would you remember Lois if you met her and then went on to the next girl?
Well, that's later. But yeah, that's why this doesn't work. All right, who is Kandor? Oh, now that's probably, I think, the best artwork in the book.
Yeah, and that's clearly a thing about 9/11.
But that is the best artwork, coloring and everything.
Yeah, it looks really good.
All I gotta say, so how about sex? Excuse me? Yeah, horrible way of starting it. And then, but this is where we get the dumbest part of all of Dark Knight. Why don't we just take over? That's what bad guys do. Batman, you're thinking wrong. Now, I do love this when he's like, for God's sakes, man, what will it take? What more can they do to you? What can you possibly have left to lose? Your honor, your dignity, Metropolis, Lois, Kandor. And look, that look at his face, you realize, Bruce has finally realized, why didn't I realize this? Look at that. He actually feels guilty, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Now,
because here's the thing. He goes, I think Bruce was like, I shouldn't have assumed the worst of Clark.
Yeah, it's like, but he never would have considered Kandor because, again, the previous regime didn't use it.
And by NJ, she has a rough relationship.
I think she let the Amazons raise her.
Yeah, because in this book, the Amazons are more like the Brian Azzarello crazy Amazons.
Yep. Now, again, the way Superman looks here, I don't mind the design.
It's not bad.
But yeah, but then we get to the last bit was. Oh no, this bit was great. Wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
Like the cheer to let Adam in so he can bust out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ma and Pa, you were wrong. This is the worst part of the whole book. Wouldn't you say? I am, and the fact is, Dark Knight 3 completely ignores this.
Yeah, you were wrong. I am not one of them. It's almost like they were like, that's a mistake.
Yep. And what was the point of this Hawk and Dove bit?
I have no idea. And NJ, yes, they do become closer later on in the series. Hey, what's up, Tori?
And then they ignore it again.
And they ignore it. They ignored Lara's character development from this book to the next.
And then they ignore even from that to the next after that.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it's like they keep wanting to repeat the same character arc. It's almost like they're Marvel.
Okay, this was great. All of the Kandorians shooting the heat vision.
Yep, that's dope. I love that.
And, but then, so what shall we do with our planet, Laura? Implying they're going to take over.
Mm-hmm.
I hated that.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, what the hell?
But then we get to what I feel is arguably
one of the best books in this series.
Yeah, hands down. Now it was dark. Oh, first of all, now as we said, you
have 2 pages ahead. There's a shot of Wonder Woman's boobs, so let's avoid that.
Right.
But yeah, so that's the thing. Is because Wonder Woman has the kid, and that's Jonathan. Not that John, but she doesn't trust the Amazons with her child. She wants to protect John, but she doesn't trust the Amazons to not try and kill him because he's a man.
And they're like, they will do it because they probably feel it's what's best for Diana. Wouldn't you agree? Like they're like, our queen has been tainted by the man.
Yeah, particularly the Superman.
Oh, by the way, Cameron, how was it received? Not well.
Dark Knight 2? Oh, God.
Okay.
About as well as Amazon's Attack was received.
No, I think it was better received than that.
Really?
Yeah, because at least that one wasn't canon.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But now we got, so apparently Superman gave up, and they say to let the ants knock him down. They never really go into detail about what happened.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, what? That sounds like a good story. What would make Superman give up?
Yep, I think he probably came to his senses.
Yeah, or maybe it could have been like, I screwed up. A lot of this is my fault. I don't deserve to be around, maybe.
Yep, but then Kandor is saying, help us.
And then what eventually happens is that, so they figure out a way to, so the Atom figures out a way to resize the bottle city of Kandor.
Now, before anyone asks why haven't they done it before, usually it's because the Atom's method wouldn't work.
But with this, so what happened with Kandor is a religious, let me do it. A religious extremist group took over, killed all the regular people in Kandor. And yeah, it's an analogy for Al-Qaeda.
I gotta say, it worked here.
It did work here, though, but I'm like, that's what they're trying to do. That's why they look like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, again, it worked. It actually worked here because you could also say it's the master race. You could compare it to other factions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now, unfortunately, because now Kara has had the Amazonian upbringing, training, thinking might makes right. Mm-hmm. Of course, she's going to fall for all this.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why she's then told, you can go after your mother because, your mother, you are stronger than your mother.
Mm-hmm.
Why should you listen to her?
Yeah,
Get your brother.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I'm Kryptonian. So this is where Diana realizes, I made a mistake.
Yeah, exactly. So then Bruce and Carrie show up at the Fortress of Solitude to try and get Clark to
I love this. I can't the world needs you. Saying that kills me too.
and they're like, we're wasting his time. He goes, his people are about to enslave the earth if he won't do anything. And he goes, what do you mean, my people?
And want to see what you're capable of?
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, but unfortunately, Superman does. Oh, I love this. Go to hell. But, okay, that was great.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kubert's artwork is so good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that image of the Superman silhouette staying in the hole.
Yep. But yeah, big fight. Unfortunately, he's still holding back.
Because it's his daughter, of course.
But look at this.
Mm-hmm.
They all pummel him and then put him in a black void. And I gotta say, but yeah, of course, Diana does not want to help Bruce, of course.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because it's like, with this Batman, it's like they're all like,
Yeah, exactly. But then we get to Come on. But then we came in with a convenience thing where they use a little what was it, like a tuning fork to break him out, and it's like it's been like it seems centuries had passed. It was a couple of days. It was all the time I need to search for my soul. Is that a good thing? Do you want to save the world? And we finally get, for the first time in this entire series, a proper Superman.
Yeah. Oh, and we also get for the first time Frank's Aquaman.
Oh, yep. No. We did see no, we didn't. Did we?
No, we never saw him.
You're right.
And it's the Jason Momoa Aquaman. Well, what would become the Jason Momoa Aquaman? That's so good.
Oh, I got him in his own suit.
But I don't like his own suit not having a neck.
True, but it's probably to prevent anything from slipping in.
You could do that with it. Bruce's suit has a neck.
True, but okay, what the heck?
Yeah, Frank. But anyway, skipping through later on, it's like.
But yeah, Bruce gets almost killed, and he almost does, and he then takes. Oh, I love this bit. I do love this bit of Carrie and Diana versus Laura.
Mm-hmm.
I like that fight, and he's like, they're still trying to get through to her. But yeah, so what? That cover. But
but I also love how Diana admits, I failed you, Laura. I shouldn't have let the Amazons raise you.
Exactly. And I do like how Kuar is really starting to turn his, overplay his hand.
Yeah, he's basically the Bin Laden here.
Bruce is de-aged.
Yeah, in the Lazarus pit. And that's their way of explaining why Batman can be Batman despite the fact that he's old. So he's not old anymore. And I love this image. This is straight up 300, but with Amazons.
This is the issue. This is the reason why they extended it an issue.
I'm so glad they did because
You know that, right?
Really?
Yeah, this is the reason was for this whole thing. Because the whole thing is mostly about the fight.
Yeah, which I'm glad they did because it's so good. And I love she just throws the spear and then they go kill them. And Diana just smiles.
Yep. Although, again, the nose guard doesn't work.
No, I don't like the nose guard with Dark Knight Returns Wonder Woman.
Oh, I love that. I love the old Batmobile.
And then I love where, go back. I love where Wonder Woman's like, yeah, just letting you know, the Kryptonians are about to attack them. It's scary before she can finish. Superman's like, oh, wait, he gone.
Yep. He won't make it in time. But he does.
So keep going.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I love that. Next page. I love how Wonder Woman slaughtered Kryptonians. Look at the smile on John's face.
Yep.
That's such a great detail. He's like, yay, murder.
Yep. And then it's good to see you, lover. It's good to see you this way.
At first, when I read this, I thought it was like covered in blood. But no, what it is she sees him as his old self again.
Exactly.
Which, yeah, exactly. This is Frank respecting Wonder Woman again, NJ. This is why this gives me further proof that that's just from Batman's perspective, the Dark Knight.
Here's the other thing to remember, though. Who actually scripted this?
Brian Azzarello. Oh, that explains it.
That could be it too.
No, but you'd still have that like hostile like feeling if it were really like.
Yeah. Hey, from this point on, it has become a Superman story, by the way.
Yeah, very much so. Even though it's a Batman story, but yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I love it. Then, you shouldn't have done that. No, so sue me. You have money to burn. Hire the best attorney. It won't matter. See, the people all agree with me. The world needs a Batman. And then I love it that when he's like, they start taking him down and then shatter your collarbone, break your femur in 3, strike your ganglion. First, you're numb, then you experience a pain I have no words for. 3 ribs, perhaps a puncture lung. He sounds like you. Dear God, that son of a bitch. He's been holding back all these years. He's moving. He's already striking when he's avoiding a punch. There's a certain geometry to physical violence. I like to think I've mastered it. Turns out I'm still a student. They may be faster, stronger, younger. but they're not smarter. Again, the fact this is one of the biggest turnarounds.
Also, if Brian was the one that wrote this, where did For Tomorrow come from?
I think he's just writing what Frank told him to do.
Could be.
That's what I look at it as. Oh, Adam returns and shrinks them.
I want to bring up Frank has said in the past, because he doesn't care. He says, "Oh yeah, that's mostly Brian."
Yeah.
And I love the art of them watching Laura take the Krypton. That's such a great. That's a post. That itself could be a cover.
Just feel like it should. I guess Laura should have died.
But yeah.
I'm not saying I don't. I'm not saying I don't like what comes afterward. I'm just saying this feels like a perfect death after everything she did.
Yeah, I'll give you that. And by the way, Cameron says, I remember Batman stands were pissed of this panel. Some even told me it makes no sense for Clark to be better.
Of course he's better. He's always better.
Because Clark is more intelligent. He can think faster. He has the powers. Of course he'd be more dangerous.
Okay, now this bit. She says, she talks about trying to be human. This feels like the complete 180 to Strikes Again.
I think that would probably happen is Brian or Frank decided, yeah, we went a little too far with Dark Knight 2.
Yep. And then I love it. It's like, teach me. I'd love to. But then...
Okay, so this is going to be a Supergirl story, but still, it still works.
And Superboy, technically.
Yeah, again, by the way, I want to be clear on something. This shows you could give Wonder Woman a daughter and it not be cringe.
Exactly. Now, I'll be honest though, I prefer Stevie over Laura. Just for personality alone. Just for personality alone.
Guess who colored this?
Absolute
Wonder Woman's colorist.
Nice.
Yes. No,
but yeah, I want Laura completely retreads. Because you know why? Because Frank is actually writing this.
Okay, he wanted to do it.
Yep, and he doesn't even have her go through a growth or anything. It's like, nope, they're back to it. And having Carrie be even more, I gotta be honest, she comes off a bit Antifa-like. Now, this is before Antifa, but still.
And it's like, so Darkseid wants to run a mayoral campaign. Why?
And Joker's supposed to be Trump, and they never explain how Joker's back.
No, well, yeah, that. But why would Darkseid care?
President, I could see. Mayor?
Yeah, why would you think so low?
But then, of course, yeah, he becomes a big cloud and all that.
Yeah, and then I like how John has like ridiculously powerful heat vision. It's essentially nuclear.
He's basically Akira.
Yeah, exactly. And then I like where it's like the Omega effect will wipe you out, and he goes, "Yeah, we'll be back. See you later."
And then Darkseid, this is one of those cases of getting a full power Darkseid. Although, you know, one thing that still bothers me, I thought all Darkseids were the same.
Yeah.
And that's the one downside when they have the multiversal constant of there's only one Darkseid across the multiverse, because then they have different ones.
Exactly.
But yeah, so a brief bit here, you know, they stop him and everything. They dream him of his power, and thus everyone on Earth can beat the crap out of him. And yeah, here's this moment where it's like they don't even explain what happened to Laura here.
Yeah, I'm like
she disappears.
What? And also, true form Darkseid showing up is the coming of the apocalypse.
But apparently John could stop it because he's the golden child.
Which I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And the daughter of Superman and Wonder Woman, and the son in this case, it makes sense that you could do that they would be ridiculously powerful.
But again, it just I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, so it's like, here's the thing. With his Superman, it's very hit or miss, but mostly hits, I would say, when he actually writes Superman.
Yeah. It's Laura.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, she's a pain in the butt.
She is the way Trinity is right now in this book. Except
Mm.
so far, Trinity has not gotten any character development.
By the way, I gotta say, someone made a good point here. You know, John looks like he was designed by Tim Burton.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
big head and everything.
Well, according to Britt, the idea is that they wanted him to be like a baby Buddha.
Which I get it to a point.
By the way, I love the idea of him just floating there like he's when he's flying, but it's like he's standing. He's like, I'm just hanging out. I'm just chilling.
Mm-hmm.
That's so good. I love that.
But again, Laura is just.
And Frank's Wonder Woman, I'm gonna say, short of Asbar, he has a better record of actually writing Diana.
I'll say this is the best Laura has been. Is this bit here?
Yes,
when she finds it, yeah, teach me. And then what happened?
Yeah, she clearly ignored it.
But yet Clark still went into retirement. So it's like, Clark, you left her going, and basically where she will just go back to type.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, come on. I guess she decided, he said, give it a try. Now, granted, Clark does say give it a try. So I guess she decided, nope, never mind. And he's like, okay, whatever.
Because here's the thing about this book, about the Miller-verse, that's a problem. There's way too much. It's explained in between books.
It's either explained in between books, or it's a case where too much time passes between it, or in this case, different writer.
Or at least just tell me, okay, so this is the arc that happened, or like this is the story that happened. At least tell me something instead of like give me whiplash. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yep. Hold on, I gotta check the update.
Why does she become distant from Diana? Because she was raised by more the radical Amazons and not Diana.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
So yeah, they basically say that like only a couple. Like I said, the gap between Dark Knight Returns and Strikes Again, while it's not specific, it's basically like was anywhere between 1 to 5 years, because it says Dark Knight Returns, Batman's in his 50s, Strikes Again, he is 55.
Okay, so 5.
So at what, 5 at the most. But yeah, that basically says that all that tech doesn't make sense. Like the progression, that would mean if this was 85, we're at most 90 when everything looks like 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is why I thought there was Aquaman, because Adam comes off like Aquaman.
Well, NJ, yeah, Frank undoes and refixes a ton of stuff here.
Exactly, and again, we got to keep in mind Azzarello wrote 3.
Yeah, and Timo says, I'm laughing at Superman and All-Star Batman when he's the errand boy. Oh, yeah. Where he goes, bring me the surgeon real fast, or I'll tell everyone you're Superman.
Again, now see, here's the thing. Frank's artwork was Klaus Janson on inks. It's perfect!
Frank is the type of artist where it's heavily dependent on the other people, like who's inking and who's coloring.
Yep. Again, here, perfect.
Well, arguably,
except for Bruno there.
Well, yeah. Or as we can refer to Bruno, Wonder Woman and Chris Claremont's Superman Wonder Woman.
Yep. Here again, it's fine. It's when we get to where is it? This one.
Yeah, it's like here's the
when he's inking himself.
Yeah, because the right inker can fix a relatively not the best pencil job.
Basically, the way I look at it is it's like a leaky faucet, and the inker is the plumber. By the way, I think she took a bit from her mother from this.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that? Like, she's trying to be like mommy dearest.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, I guess I'll just give myself into the strong man.
I guess, see, Laura is the extremist view of Diana. But why can't we have a writer who shows an awesome and lovely mother-daughter relationship with? Well, yes, John Byrne.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm going to tell you that right there, John Byrne.
They haven't released yet, but when we get over NJ. Be sure to watch my PTN or that Jared and I do on Superman Batman Generation. Because even there, Diana may be a bit overprotective, but it's for good reason.
Yes, exactly.
Because Steve died the day her daughter was born. That would mess up anyone.
Yeah, exactly. There have been good there have been good interactions with Diana, her daughter. It has happened before.
Yep, I failed you, my child. And well, that might be why I left and why I won't fail anymore. Oh boy.
Miller's latest Batman comics are Joey Terrible. His crossover with Batman and Wolverine sucked.
Now, I would say the cover worked.
The cover worked. It's just A, nothing indicated Old Man Logan, and B, it was 2 pages.
3 pages.
Okay. It doesn't. That's a big difference. But it's like the fight is like nothing.
I know, right? Now, the last thing he did was Golden Child.
Which Golden Child was actually pretty good.
No, actually, no, I take it back. Let me get with the last thing he did.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, Ronin.
Which, again, had a very creepy kid. Overpowered kid.
Oh, wow. It seems that Frank has a type.
Yep.
Interesting.
Also in this one, the Ronin isn't the main character. It was what's her name? The woman, Casey.
Yeah, exactly. You like that Diana's daughter more than the one you have now, anyway. Yeah, exactly. I definitely do.
Yeah, and hey, if anyone who hasn't seen it, remind people what you think about Bird Super and Wonder Woman and everything.
I'm gonna do in fact, this week's Amazon Answers this coming week is gonna be on Burn Superman completely because that needs its own episode. But to preview it, it's one of the most underrated and under-talked about runs ever.
Yep, and look, and again, with how one of those few good moments of Superman Batman Generation 3 was Diana, except how she died.
Yeah, exactly. And Somar, we're going to do an episode on my adventures for sure. It's, in my opinion, it's not the best.
Not the best, but it's not. I've seen worse. Not okay. Superman, but I've seen worse shows in general.
I've seen worse. I've seen way better Superman animated shows.
Oh, yeah. Well, to be fair, there isn't that many to pick from.
Well, yeah, that's true. But yeah, so it's like, it's really, yeah. Hey, what's up, Thoth? But yeah, it's like, with this, it's like, with Frank's Superman, it's like, it's also hyper dependent on if he's trying to make a political statement or not.
Well, yeah, this is also a big reminder he's a contrarian.
Yeah, exactly.
He is neither left nor right.
Because I've seen he makes fun of both sides. Like, there's a panel in the, and let's see, what's the book? And,
if you keep saying, oh, he's a big Republican, a conservative, it's like,
There's a panel, by the way, it's really funny, in Superman Year One, where Clark is like walking through the Daily Planet and on the wall are newspapers. And then one says, dog bites old man, media blames Trump. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, but at what point did Miller stop being a good writer?
I was at the Grizzly Kara. Sin City wasn't bad, but he's been writing Sin City ever since.
Okay.
Would you agree with that? When you really look at it, he hasn't stopped writing Sin City.
I could see that.
Dark Knight Strikes Again proves it. How many hookers and all that do we have in that?
Yeah, I know. Or like where they had the naked news.
The nude, which to be fair, there is news in the nude.
Yeah, I know.
So that is a thing.
But it's like, yeah, that's the thing. Because when Frank actually like sits down and does it, he is one of the best comic book writers around.
Yeah, just like Byrne.
He really is.
He and Byrne have that in common.
Yeah, exactly. And
Byrne has a better track record.
Yeah, I would say. Well, here's the thing: when you factor in his Marvel work,
yeah,
Frank is like not neck and neck because Daredevil, bro.
True, but Burns Fantastic
Can we
Four.
all agree that Laura and Liz are equally annoying? Nope, because guess what? Laura actually
Attempted a character growth. Attempted it.
Twice. Well, actually thrice.
Yeah. I mean, again, the fact that she just tossed it out the window.
And never once was Laura portrayed as like the best thing ever.
Nope. In fact, it was trying to reveal. Now, she did punch her mom.
No, but in that it was in combat. It wasn't in the middle of a nice ceremony.
I know. I'm joking. I was joking.
If King says he was inspired by that, I am going to bust a gut laughing at him.
And here's the problem, Tamayo, if you want to read it.
Real quick. Overtime All-Star Batman and Robin has become... It's not like it's become a good one. It's like when you have a couple years of separation, people reevaluate it, and it's like, okay, I can kind of see what he's going for.
NJ just repeated what I said.
Yeah, exactly.
But here's the other thing. It's incomplete. All-Star Batman and Robin. It's incomplete.
Yeah, because here's the thing. When you get to... Because
it just ends. It just ends.
It just ends when they're getting to Batman having his character arc. Because for all we know, Batman could be like show up at the Justice League and they're nothing like he imagined them. And he goes, I have been a complete and utter ass.
Yeah, because obviously they had to work together at least a little. You know what I still think was one of, now again, Azarello worked on it, but you know what I still think it's probably one of the other best parts of Dark Knight Returns?
What?
I got it right. I got it loaded.
Let me see. Oh, yeah.
Because this feels like the perfect bridge. Like, I look at this as this would have been the final issues of All-Star.
Mm-hmm.
Did it get that vibe to you? Like, is it the final issue of All-Star?
It could have been pretty much, yeah.
Because especially you have all this bit of Selena saying, it's like, I'm old, you're taking your time. And basically how he admits, basically, like, I'm not the same guy. This is when Bruce is pushing down Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Which you're great. That's what they love about Frank. He's one of those people who really shows there's two people in that head.
Yeah, it's like in Dark Knight Returns, when Batman finally reemerges, they recreate the whole "I will become a Bat" moment. And as you put up before we went live, that's when Bruce's story ends.
Bruce is basically, his last line in the whole series, and I don't mean Batman as Bruce, I mean just Bruce Wayne, was no harm in ever watching a movie.
Yeah, because remember, again, because Frank understands that Bruce actually died in that alleyway when his parents.
He might still be there. He might still be there to a degree.
Yeah, but it's like his chance of ever having a life as Bruce Wayne, that's gone.
Now, I gotta ask, since Tamayo brings up the delays, you want to bet Hustle got delayed because Jim is too busy drawing Superman, Spider-Man?
Could be.
You want to bet?
I would imagine that, which I'm like, yeah, that would take priority. That would definitely take priority.
Yeah, because you want to get that in the can.
Mm-hmm. I could see that.
But yeah, I said this page here is what really, really contextualizes everything from All-Star.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this and there's another one later where he calls him out about everything, and he says, I was an idiot.
Also remember, this isn't Dick Grayson Robin in this book, right?
It's Jason Todd, so he's seeing a lot more. But Jason was much more Bruce.
Laura is as bad. No.
Again, context, NJ.
Again, context. NJ, look at the character arc.
It's context. But
and trust me, despite what Tom King may like to think, he is in no way as good of a writer as Frank Miller.
Now, I will say this. Can I give you one other thing when to talk about Strikes Again? About the stuff with Batman and Dick? Mm-hmm. I think here's where I stand on it. He already knew Dick was long gone.
Yeah.
When he fought the Joker. That's why he's not even trying to do anything. He's like, no, he's already gone. Mm-hmm. Why should I even try to get through to him? There's no getting through to him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why he's such a dick to Dick.
Mm-hmm.
You want to bet that's why? Because he's like, he already knows. Because we already know him and Dick did talk during his retirement time. Mm-hmm. So clearly there was a line in Dark Knight Returns making clear the two were still speaking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I just want to show that bit because I definitely thought this was
pretty good.
an aftermath.
But yeah, so how would you like rank Frank as a Superman writer?
I'd say he is a roller coaster.
Or like, how about this? Here's a better question. How would you grade him if you had to give him a letter grade?
B.
I would give him a B. That's appropriate. I think so.
He's a B because when he does it well, he does it really well, but he can fumble it.
Like
Superman Year One again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is like the dichotomy of man right there, my brother.
And MJ, context matters.
Because guess what? She later practically apologizes for it in the context around the attack. The reason why the King thing doesn't work is that the King thing was during that wholesome moment between mother and daughter.
Yeah, and now look, I get you want a pure wholesome, but let's be honest. I would rather have it be there's at least a little bit of grit to Diana and her daughter because I don't want it to be perfect.
It can't be because Diana and Hippolyta never had the perfect relationship.
Exactly. So why should obviously Lizzie just for the sake of simplicity?
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the other thing on that.
I'm not saying that's what King's doing, right? I'm just saying I feel a pure wholesome. No, there's going to be some very deep resentment that's subconscious.
Well, remember, Diana went behind her mother's back to be in the tournament to become Wonder Woman.
Exactly, right there. That already proved. She, in almost all versions, she snuck.
Now, in reference to her also punching Hippolyta, trust me, chances are when King leaves, that will never be canon again.
Neither moments are going to be canon.
None of them will, because A, it's going to be an alternate future, and B, I guarantee you, no, they may not say it's not canon anymore. No writer's going to reference that.
And also, let me put this: before you try to bring up MJ, not even Clark and John have a perfect relationship.
And Lord knows Bruce and Damian don't.
Oh, hell no, they do not.
No.
So again, I want to ask, why should Diana be perfect when, even she and her mother weren't perfect?
Yeah, so just...
would you agree with what I said? There would definitely be... Diana loves her mother. Doesn't mean the two don't butt heads.
Yeah, that happens, NJ.
I mean, hey, I've argued with my dad.
And Bruce loves Damian, and Damian loves his father. That's why he chose to stay with him.
And his mother, even though his mother's a complete killed him.
Well, look, Talia gave him the choice. Do you want to stay with your father? Yes.
Exactly. Again, now, again, with the daughter, especially when she's a teenager, like as a kid, okay, because even John as a kid did adore him.
And she was raised by the radical part of Amazonia.
You're talking about with Laura. If you're talking about with Laura, yes.
Yeah, and then not only that, to compound the sin, she then fell in with a Kryptonian death cult.
Now, and here's the other thing. Remember this. She was raised by the Amazonians, who would be willing to kill her brother without a second thought just because he's a man.
Yeah. Dude.
Yes. But it was a twisted love. Can we agree to that?
And the end of the story.
Yeah, but can we agree? It was mostly a complicated love. Not twisted, but complicated.
Yes, she did. The way I interpreted it is that she did.
Yeah. No, I'm agreeing.
At the end of Dark Knight 3.
Yeah, I'm just saying it was complicated is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I would say so. It was complicated.
It was definitely complicated, but there was love there.
But it's like, yeah, overall, it's like, now as a Wonder Woman writer for Frank Miller, I would have to say a C.
I would have to agree too, because I'm sorry, even if it was from Batman's perspective, he still wrote it.
And he gave no indicator that there was any different in that book. In that book, there was no indicator that, like, with the exception
of the narration. That was the only thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry, no.
Yeah, with the exception of the narration, there was never a moment that made it very clear that this was, not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. But it's like overall, it's like, yeah, Frank is a writer that that it's hyper dependent on the story. And if he's drawing it, because if he's drawing it, it's dependent on the colorist and inkers, as we've said many times before.
Exactly.
But I think that's a good place to leave it. So as for Comics League, real quick, and then I'll get to Robert.
I did not. No, I did not.
No, remember, we'll get his thoughts on it on Friday. Remember, wait till Friday, NJ.
Wait till Friday because I'll be reading it by Wednesday.
So here's the thing. And trust me, Robert, I'm looking forward to that. So at 7 p.m., we will be going live 7 p.m. tonight on my channel, to celebrate Wonder Woman Day, because this is Wonder Woman Day, and to officially launch Athena, the Goddess of Thunder, issue 1. It is launching. The comic will be live for you all to back on Kickstarter. So I will, obviously, I'll be tweeting out when that happens. I'll put the link in the chat when that happens. Hail Wonder Woman. Yes, Lord Thoth.
Mm-hmm.
And as for, I don't think we decided anything.
Oh, no, we haven't yet.
Under Two Capes, I think we're gonna do a Absolute Universe 1 year in with like the other Absolute books, not just like Superman and Wonder Woman. And yeah, so that, and for movie night, oh God, Wonder Woman 1984, the last hurdle, ladies and gents, of absolute dog doo-doo. Robert, where can we find you, and what have you got coming on your channel?
Link down below. And later tonight, I'm going to be streaming you know about the YouTuber Yahtzee?
No.
Zero punctuation, little animated guy who talks, reviews. Okay, but well, yeah, he did a bunch of adventure games back in the day called the Chizo Mythos. So I'm continuing my retro horror streams with that game.
Yeah,
called 5 Days a Stranger.
Yeah, and yes, Thoughts. I will be again. It will be on Kickstarter when it launches. I'll put the link in the chat. So if you guys want, you can back it. No pressure. If you can't afford to back it, at least share it. That's all I ask.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I will see you guys tonight. Stay heroic, everyone. Remember, Lois Lane is Lois Lane, and she belongs under that building. So it's the Maximum for life. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.